Welcome, people, brothers and sisters. I extend out a warm welcome to you, and I want you to stick around for this video because it's going to be a good one. Because this video is going to be about the Herero people of Africa, and I want to prove that the Herero people are Israelites, and that their God Njambi is the same God as Yahweh of the Old Testament. That's right, the God of the Bible is the God of those people. And let's get started. Now, according to, let me go into this first. Njambi. Njambi is the name of the supreme being of the Herero people. Now, anybody who's seen any of my previous videos about the Israelites in Africa, or even if you haven't, you see the similarity. Njambi is almost exactly like saying Yahweh. Listen, Njambi, Yahweh, Njambi, Yahweh. And so uh this fits in nicely to the other Israelites, the Bantus and West Africans that are related to the Herero people. It all forms a pattern that shows that the God of the Israelites, who are the Bantus, the God of the Bantus and Bantu related people is none other than Yahweh. Let's take a closer look at this. The Tikar people of Cameroon, they're Bantus as well. They call God Yui, okay, Yahweh, Yui. The Ashanti people call God Nyame. Nyame is the same as Yahweh. You see the similarities? The Douala people of Cameroon call God Iwandi. Iwandi is very similar to Yahweh. Iwandi is Yahweh. The Mamoba people call Yahweh Yenu. The Dagaba people call Yahweh Nanwin. The Dagomba people call Yahweh Nawuni. The Fra people call Yahweh Nayine. So let's keep going. The Iwande people or Iwando people or Yaounde people of Cameroon call God Zamba. The Minde people call Yahweh Ngewo. The Masaba people call Yahweh Wele. These are Bantus and West Africans that are related. The ones that's natural speakers of the Niger-Congo languages are the Israelites that migrated into Africa. The word Bantu means Israelite. It's the exact same people. The Luya people call Yahweh Nasaye. Nasaye. The Zande people call Yahweh Mbori. And so on and so forth. So to save time, the Fan people, okay, they call Yahweh Zame. The Zebi people call Yahweh Zimbi. And there's even more. But to save time and to keep it simple, I just want to prove that there's a pattern that the Herero people are part of. A pattern that goes across, especially across sub-Saharan Africa, that shows that these people, like the Herero Bantus, already knew who God was before the Europeans came. Let's take a look at something. This book, and I strongly recommend it, is called The Hebrew Heritage of Black Africa, written by the European Stephen S. Jacobs. And now he's European, and listen to what he wrote on the foreword. It says, Stephen S. Jacobs, a European, has beyond the shadow of a doubt fully documented in this book the Hebrew heritage of black Africa, that the Hebrews, Israelites, the biblical times were of the black race. Did you hear that? The children of God, the Israelites, were of the black race. So that means that they are of the black race now. Yes, the Herero people. Okay, and they lived on the African and Asian Middle East region continents of the world. Okay, this book is a must read for all people, for people of all races and belief systems, for it satisfies the need to dispel the lies which have enveloped the minds of the masses into believing that the white Europeans are the original people of the book. They are not, and the chosen people of God expressed throughout the Bible. More and more white Europeans, especially the older ones, are acknowledging in secret to those of us who already know that the original Israelites were black. Did you hear that? The original Israelites were black. The Herero are descendants of the original Israelites. Okay. Um, Now it says scores of authors, black and white, have now written extensively over the last 50 or more years on the subject of the presence of black Hebrew Israelites, not only on the continents of Africa and Asia, but on other continents as well. Those of us who descend from the Bantu related West Africans and the Bantus who were sent in the Atlantic slave trade, those of us who have been sent in the Arab slave trades, and all over the world, we are of the same bloodline. We are also Israelites. All of us are related. We are all family. We are all the children of God. And to me, that matters more than any differences that we have. One thing that's not different is we all are the children of God. We all have the same DNA, the Y DNA from the male, from the men of Israel, which is E1B1A. Let's keep going. Okay, page 12 of the same book. Let me read a little bit here. It says that their research, their findings, and their eyewitness experiences prove once and for all that Judaism, or the way of life that has come to be so called by some, the culture and religion of the Hebrews, is deeply rooted in the native soil of Black Africa. What we will soon discover is not merely that the history of Black Africa is tied to that of the Middle East, but that also Black people and the Hebrew civilization were synonymous from the time of the Hebrew patriarch Abraham onwards in Africa and in the Middle East itself. Now, are you hearing that? So the importance of understanding is that in the Black Africa, the Bible itself was in the people in the Bible, like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and Obadiah, and I mean the Israelites were all in Africa. And in the Bible, it's surrounded by Africa, and it's not a European book. When you think about how absurd it is that the people of the Bible could not be black, it doesn't make any sense. Europe was not even mentioned until later, as far as deep as having a deep part in the Bible. So realize this. Page 70 from this book says, uh, Africa is the homeland of Judaism too. It says, many of the most important events to shape the nature and destiny of the Hebraic and Judaic way of life began in Africa. This cannot be said of any other major world religion. And these events, to the extent that they underlie native Black African cultures and belief, never left the African continent. Here are some of the reasons for this conclusion, briefly summarized. Now, this is going to prove right here, just a little evidence, that the Bible was based in Africa, written by Africans. When you realize Herero, the Herero people and the related people, the Bantus, are realize that your ancestors wrote the Bible. The Bible was not written by Europeans. It was written by the ancestors, black people like you, like us. And we need to know the truth. We have been deceived by those who, in other words, they used the Bible as a weapon against us. They took a book that our ancestors wrote. They took it and then twisted it up and made it look like a European book, and then painted the color of the people in the Bible, deceived us and painted them white when they're really black. And but then they brought our own book back to us and then told us, gave us their version of our religion, deceived us, and made us think that the people of the Bible are white when they were black, when they're the same bloodline as you. The people of the Herero people and the Bantus are the descendants of the Israelites. The truth of the word was given to our ancestors. And the Herero and many Bantu in the Bantu peoples, many of their customs that they practice, many are just the same as the Old Testament of the Bible. Many of the ways with priests and the way that they worship God, their concept of God being almighty, all knowing, knowing that there's one supreme God. They may believe in other gods, which the Israelites did too. It got them in trouble. But the purpose is, let's see what the purpose of this is. Well, let me show you something first. There is evidence in the Bible and elsewhere that Abraham, the original Hebrew and father of the Israelites, was of Cushite or black African descent. Abraham first traveled to Africa, where he received permission to settle in the Middle East land of Canaan. Moses, in many respects the founder of the Israelite way of life as we know it today, was born in Africa and therefore was an African. The first Passover, which was the prelude to the Exodus under the leadership of Moses, occurred in Africa. The scene of the all-important Mosaic revelation, the scene of the all-important Mosaic revelation on Mount Sinai took place in the Sinai Peninsula adjacent to continental Africa. In other words, Israel in that area is touching Egypt. It's on the African continental plate. When you look at it, Israel is Africa. The true Israel, the true Israelites cannot be separated from Africa. The Middle East, what they call the Middle East, is Africa, and the people who really live like Moses and Abraham, the people that we read about in the Bible, are really Africans. This is so people should change their mindset to the truth and realize the importance of what this means. And so let's look at something else quickly. Many people have read the Bible for years and don't even know that the Bible tells us that the Israelites were black. Judah is the southern kingdom of Israel, okay? I recommend the King James Version to read this because it tells the truth about the Israelites being black. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. The Israelites are black. Song of Solomon, chapters 1, verses 5 and 6. I am black but comely, meaning I am black but beautiful. Look not, verse 6, look not upon me because I am black. Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 11. His head is the most fine gold, his locks are bushy locks, and black as a raven. King Solomon was black as a raven. The Herero people are Israelites, and their God Njambi is the same God as Yahweh of the Bible. God bless you.